Hello everyone, and welcome back to Steins Gate, my darling's embrace. I'm G, and we have recently been locked to KURISU with the device known as Darling You Idiot. I think it was feature gadget number 12, I'm not 100% sure on that. But, anyways, we are moving on to a very awkward evening, and probably a very awkward night, and I think we're going to look for video games? Not 100% sure. But anyways, let's get started. With that, I persuaded KURISU to look for a game with me. And? What is this? These are all porn games! We discovered an assortment of games with very adult cover art. There was no end to them. If you can afford all of these games, you should be able to afford to donate to the lab. KURISU gave me a cold stare. It's not what you think. These aren't mine. They're all Daru's, I swear. KURISU slides 30 centimeters away from me. There's no way I could play any of these with her. You know what? Now that I think of it, it would be a little odd for the two of us to play a game on one monitor. We have to have something else. Oh, I've got it! I'm pretty sure we have to have some sort of board game. You know what I'm talking about, like Monopolist or Alive or something.
Good idea. A game like that would be perfect for killing time.
Right? I know I bought something like that to play with Mayuri and Daru. Let's take a look. We searched the laboratory for a board game this time. And we found... This is... Twister? You have to know what Twister is. It's a game where you put your hands and feet on randomly chosen colored spaces and basically get intertwined with the other players. So what is it doing here? As far as I remember, we've never played anything like this in the lab. Could this possibly be another result of the D-mail I sent? That led to another problem.
Okabe, you're doing this on purpose, right?
Her skepticism is valid. No, I swear, I never knew we had this in here. He falls silent. And goes for a double slide away combo. By this point, we'd realized that the kill time with the game idea was going nowhere. So instead, we went to a convenience store to get some snacks and ended up standing around there reading manga and magazines until about midnight.
I really didn't expect how hard it would be to stay within a 1-meter radius of each other.
He's not kidding. Staying close was especially hard outside, where simply walking out of a step with each other could lead to a sudden shock. The convenience store was nearly as tough. It's easy to separate if one person sees something that catches their interest and the other doesn't notice and takes a couple steps forward. We suffered more than a few shocks that way, which made the staff very suspicious of us. This thing actively gets in the way of living a normal life.
That's something we need to improve if we're going to bring it to market.
You're still considering it, Christina?
Of course. Even if it was an accident, this experiment is still providing us with valuable research data. We might as well try to get something out of such an awful situation.
You really love your experiments, huh? You're kind of an experiment freak, really.
Oh, I assumed any scientist would feel the same. Or is the idea of getting something out of this beyond the feeble mind of mad scientist Ho-Wing Kyoma?
Don't be absurd. Of course I thought about the same thing.
Uh-huh.
She's just like Mayuri. She may initially panic once an unexpected event occurs, but once she has time to pull herself together, she's perfectly composed. I feel like women have nerves of steel with when the chips are down.
By the way, this room gets really hot. I can't believe that you don't have AC in here. It's basically essential overseas.
We're making these gadgets so we can afford it. Drink this, it'll help. I took a Dr. P out of the convenience store bag and offered it to KURISU. But she turned it down with a shake of her head.
No thanks.
What? I thought you liked Dr. P.
I do, but I don't want one right now.
She said as beads of sweat ran down her forehead. He's an odd one. It's hot enough that you're liable to get heat stroke even inside at night. Don't blame me if you get sick. Well, if she doesn't want it, I'll drink it. I twisted off the cap and downed about half of it in a single guzzle. It was perfectly chilled, perhaps because it had been in the store's cooler for a while. It doesn't sell very well, and tasted delicious. The tension in the air after our first shock and the weird feeling that lasted until just a few minutes ago had both completely evaporated. At this rate, we should have no problem making it to tomorrow afternoon. I can hardly believe it. I'd hoped the rest of our time would fly by without incident,
But such was not the case. It was just after 2 a.m. I never could have imagined it would come over me so suddenly. What can I do? KURISU is right next to me, reading an article written in English. I look at her. I try to quell the urge, but it's growing and growing inside me, overpowering me. I can't take it anymore. Hey, what are you doing fidgeting like that? You're distracting me. Without a word, I took her hand. What? What are you doing? Christina. I can't. Don't tell me, you... I didn't need to say a word for her to understand my desire. She's a sharp woman. I nodded slowly and firmly. Now I get why you didn't want any soda. I knew it! You have to pee, right? My bladder feels like it's about to explode. That's because you drank so much. If you knew this was going to happen, you should have told me. This is bad. Even tensing my abdomen to yell at her makes me feel like everything's going to leak out of me. Look, we're going to the bathroom, come on. But I refuse. He responded without batting an eye. Ah. You really are a Nat Channeler. What are you talking about? I just said I refuse. Not, but I refuse. Huh, you just outed yourself. How do you know that but I refuse isn't Nat Channel jargon if you're not an Nat Channeler yourself? The genius girl Makise KURISU is a Nat Channeler. How much do you think the media would pay for a scoop like this? I don't care. And didn't you have to go to the restroom? Right. Don't just stand there. I need a toilet. To the bathroom. Didn't you hear me refuse? What, do you want me to do it here? Wow, that would be embarrassing. A guy wetting his pants at the age of 19. Keep talking while you still can. Once my body releases its tension in a watery explosion, you're not going to get off easy. Do you understand? Or is that what you want? Don't tell me that's your fetish. That's incredibly perverted. No way in hell, that's gross. With every word, I got closer and closer to my limit. I twisted my body to the right and left and made one final agonized appeal. Then why would you refuse? What do you gain from this? You know how to ask a favor of someone? Please come with me. Please. That's why you should have started with it. I couldn't listen to her any longer. I dragged her to the bathroom and left her on the other side of the closed door. I made it. Fortunately, even with the door between us, we were within 1 meter radius of each other. If we weren't, an electric shock would have torn through my body, releasing what was inside it and spelling the end of the world. Hurry up! She didn't have to tell me twice. Keep your ears shut! Why wouldn't I? That was a close call. But we avoided the end of the world. They say even the longest night has an end. And the rays of dawn spilling into the lab lent credence to that. Sunlight bestows blessings upon the world and hope upon its people. I wonder if I would appreciate the sun as much had I not wanted so desperately for it to rise. Finally, 6 a.m. came. Hey, think we should try sending a D-mail? What are you talking about? Did you forget that we can't send a D-mail until noon? Of course not, but it might be worth a try anyway. If our only other option is just to wait until noon, I say we give it a shot. Well, I guess. If we send one and it works, we can save ourselves a few hours. We agreed to write and send a D-mail. So, you're okay with sending the same D-mail we tried last night, about not doing the D-mail experiment in the first place? Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. Right. D-mail experiment is trouble. I opened the mail menu and typed that. I adjusted the wording slightly because spending one night with KURISU made it clear that the number 12 incident had an even more troubling impact than initially thought. I want to get out of this predicament as soon as possible. That's how exhausting the last 12 hours were to KURISU and I. Then let's do this! Phone wave name code change. Activate! The phone wave powers on. If it works, the machine will start emitting electricity. Come on! Please! We shout as we pray for success. However, nothing happened. There's no feeling of dizziness, no strange sensation of the world turning around. The only thing we heard was the familiar ding that tells you your food is microwaved. I checked my right wrist to be sure. Lo and behold, number 12 was still firmly affixed. So it didn't work, huh? I knew this would happen, but I'm still disappointed.
We can't just sit around here and wait for the next 6 hours to pass, can we?
Definitely not. We'll try again later.
Yeah. We have nothing to lose. And if we succeed, we're golden. We tried again 2 hours later. Just after 8 a.m. Right around the time the nation of Japan starts getting ready for the day. Maybe the phone wave is ready too. Admittedly, the grounds for that assumption were fairly weak, but it's that sort of wishful thinking that propelled us into another attempt at sending a D-mail. But, as expected, the results were unfavorable.
Let's try again 1 hour from now, at 9 a.m.
Sure. At this point, KURISU and I had learned from our mistakes. We'd been shocked so many times that we didn't even get close to an argument during our wait. After this, we tried sending our D-mail every hour on the hour at 9, 10, and 11 o'clock. You'd think we might just wait until noon, but we were being stubborn since we'd already made it so many attempts. The two of us tried and tried to send a D-mail, but every attempt ended in failure. Let's do this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Phone wave name switch change, activate! I hit the send button on my phone for the 6th time today. The plate in the phone wave started to spin. And a few seconds later, the phone wave stopped unceremoniously. Our noon D-mail attempt failed.
This can't be.
KURISU's shoulders slumped as she emitted a sound that was equal parts fatigue and disappointment. Well, it is what it is. We know we can send a D-mail in the afternoon, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it works at noon on the dot.
That's true. Oh, but that means the next one should work, right? Some of our previous experiments have succeeded at 1 p.m.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know why our D-mail rules are so inaccurate, but I also don't really care right now. I just want to be able to change things. And that should be our last disappointment. No more failed D-mail transmissions, no more sitting lifelessly on the couch as the seconds tick endlessly by.
Only 1 more hour, less than that even, then we'll be free.
That's right, 1 hour left.
Hey, why don't we talk about what we're going to do once we're released from number 12?
Brilliant idea, you really are a genius.
Hey, cut it out, you're making me blush.
Right, sorry about that, force of habit. What a dumb conversation. It's so uninspired, like it came out of some foreign TV series. Looking back on it now makes my skin crawl, but at the time we were completely invested in what we were talking about. The freedom we had longed for was just ahead of us. We were completely elated. Now that I think about it, I was the only one whose freedom lay ahead because of my special ability reading Steiner. Once the D-mail was sent, KURISU wouldn't be free from number 12. There would be no liberation for her. But that thought couldn't have been further from our minds.
I'll start. Once I'm free, I want to take a hot shower and sleep in my beautiful, perfectly air-conditioned hotel room. What about you?
Pretty much the same thing. I'm going to celebrate my freedom by sleeping in as late as I want.
This is exciting.
Yeah, it really is. We spent the next hour in high spirits. And at last, the hour hand of the clock approached 1 p.m.
Huh? Hey, Daru-kun, it's unlocked.
What, really? Think they're still here?
Could they have fallen asleep?
What if we go in to find them in a compromising position?
No way, it's Ocarine.
QFT.
Do-do-do! Ocarine, Chris-chan, good morning! Huh?
What is it, Maishi?
Ocarine, Chris-chan.
Huh? What happened to you guys? You guys look like boxers I should have thrown in the towel 3 rounds ago.
Hello, Ocarine, Chris-chan! Why? Eh?
What? They still got number 12 on their wrists, but that would mean... Why? Why won't the D-mail work? I've looked over everything, but nothing seems broken or out of place. And why doesn't it work? It's past 3 in the afternoon. One of these D-mails should have taken by now. Maybe there's a limit on how many D-mails you can send. A limit? It's the first I've heard of it. Well, yeah, I just came up with the idea. Besides, when you think about the laws of physics, this never should have been possible in the first place. Then what makes it work? How should I know? Ugh. It was just about 1 p.m. when we excitedly sent the D-mail that we thought would liberate us from number 12. But tragically, the D-mail wasn't sent back in time. It didn't change the past. And we have no idea why. No matter how many times we tried, the only response we received from the phone wave was its ordinary ding. It didn't shoot out electricity, let alone change the past. The greater one's expectation, the more brutal the betrayal. By the end, the two of us were running on empty. We were so spent that we didn't even notice that Daru and Mayuri came in for quite some time.
Let me try it one more time.
Go for it. Perhaps. This time we'll succeed. How many times have I thought that in this past hour? My thoughts were interrupted by the ding of the phone wave. With no idea why it wasn't working, the two of us sunk into the sofa. I'm just gonna check the mail just in case there's something from somebody else. Oh my god. Yeah, just Guts and then Hoin Kyoma. Whoop. Okay.
Are you okay, Christian? Yeah, I'm fine. That's not true, I'm getting exhausted.
We can't do a thing about this. Daru and Kurisu couldn't figure out why it wasn't working, so we're completely beaten. Maybe we should give up on using D-mail to change the past.
Wouldn't that mean Okari and Christian have to stay like this?
Well, for a while at least.
How long is a while?
Well, I'm really not sure. Maybe it will come off once Okari and Makiseshi start getting along better. Maybe we just have to wait until the battery dies. If we can't send D-mail, we can't change the past. That's a fairly ordinary situation to be in if you think of it. After all, we never knew that it was possible to send an email into the past until a few days ago. But it's different now. Changing the past, now that I've tasted the forbidden fruit, I assumed that any mistake could be undone with some time manipulation. I thought that the ability to send email was a given. I'd subconsciously taken it for granted. But that idea now lies shattered upon the ground. The absolute fatigue that comes with being awake for an entire day and the utter despair that comes with being proven completely wrong combined within me. That cruel cocktail left Kurisu and me barely holding on to what remained of our sanity. At that moment, the front door suddenly flew open, and someone came in.
Hello!
Suzuha walked in with a voice brimming with energy.
Suzuha-san! Doo-doo-doo! Gina Mayuri! Doo-doo-doo!
She looks around the room, giving her head a slight tilt as she captures me and Kurisu in her sights.
What's wrong? Everyone looks so grim. Daru couldn't surprise Okari and Christian, so they're kind of stuck together and everything is bad. Okay, I don't really get what's going on, but I believe the bad part.
Suzuha looked around the room again and scratched her head.
Maybe today isn't a good day.
A good day for what?
Well, the owner's on vacation with Nai, so business is pretty slow. I was thinking I might hang out here.
Yeah, sorry. Might not be the best time.
That's what I figured, but I get ya. No worries. Sorry about that. No, it's fine. I'm sorry for interrupting.
After Suzuha left, the room once again fell silent. Well, I'm gonna go finish that thing off. I'm just about done anyway. That thing is probably the new gadget I asked him to make. But it doesn't matter anymore. I'd rather he worked out some way to solve my problem, but he's done his due diligence already, so I don't have a choice.
I want to take a shower.
Kurisu said this quietly, as if emerging from a daze.
I want to go back to my hotel and take a shower. Then I want to sleep. Christian!
Don't be so selfish. You know what we need to do. You know that we need to do something about this first.
Do something? How?
You may, so you should know.
Then it's impossible. I take pride in knowing that I've made something perfect.
And just like that, we're back to square one. No, more like square negative one, since using D-mail to fix this is off the table. The only improvement over yesterday is that we're too exhausted to argue with each other. I see, and there's nothing we can do. We're going to have to wait another week or two for the battery to die. Unless our feelings can intertwine. It's me and Kurisu. But the chances are slim.
I've got it! I've come up with an idea!
Everyone immediately looked at Kurisu.
Mean it?
I knew you'd come up with something, Makiseshi. Let me know if there's anything I can do. So, tell us about it. What's this idea of yours?
It's simple.
With 6 hopeful eyes staring at her, she gave a wry laugh and said,
We cut it off. Cut it off? You mean cut Darling You Idiot off your wrists? No, if we did that, we'd get shocked.
Then where are you cutting?
It's foolproof. This, right here.
With a smile on her face, KURISU slowly raised her left arm. And in her hand she held my right arm.
See? If we cut this off, we don't have to wait for the gadget to come off, do we?
What the hell is she talking about?
What's going on? Do you know Daru-kun?
What? Has Maxishi gone full yandere? You idiot, now's not the time for jokes. Christina, have you gone insane? Has the exhaustion finally gotten to you?
Oh, I'm quite sane. I think it's the most reasonable solution given our current situation.
She said this with a cold smile and a small chuckle. Don't be ridiculous. Attempting to remove my hand would only cause it to become more powerful than you could imagine.
Actually, I was thinking of cutting off the whole arm, so I'd never have to hear another one of your Chunibyo rambles.
Damn it, what's with this genius girl? Is she really a mad scientist?
Well, what did we use for an operation like this? A kitchen knife? A chainsaw? Maybe an axe? Chris-chan, are you okay?
Graphic content warning. Didn't I say ixnay on the jokes? Daru, stop that woman!
I'm afraid that's not happening. You said you would help me, right, Hashida?
Hey, well, that's not.
Then you just lied to me.
Daru seemed to crumple under KURISU's stinging gaze. I could tell that he was sweating from every pore. Despite the lack of air conditioning, it feels as though the temperature in this room suddenly dropped below freezing. How did we get here? Have the events of the last 24 hours really driven her insane?
Very well, let's get started.
On what?
Didn't you hear me? Cutting it off.
She wore a look of ecstatic glee, a complete reversal from just a few minutes ago. That smile sent chills down my spine. Wait, Christina, just stay calm, alright? Let's talk about this. You've been through hell today, you're exhausted. Try to calm down.
Gotcha.
Huh?
It was a joke. There's no way I'd do something like that. Did you think I was serious?
That was a joke?
That's why I said. What, you didn't believe I'd actually try to cut his arm off, did you? So... You're okay, Chris-chan? I'm sorry, Mayuri, did I scare you?
She smiles. You bastard! How can you joke around at a time like this? I almost believed you.
I had to joke around because things are so bad. How else am I supposed to keep my morale up? Oh wait, did my little joke just scare a self-proclaimed mad scientist half to death?
Your little charade truly was a joke. The level of madness is mere child's play to me.
You say that, but I saw someone's face go completely pale at one point.
Daru, she's talking about you.
I'm talking about you. Hey, you two. If you get angry like that, you're gonna get zapped again.
I wouldn't worry about that if I were you, Mayushi.
Why not?
Because they're holding hands.
Oh, you're right.
We picked up a horrible habit. When we started getting into an argument, we'd hold hands. It had been trained into us since last night. Just like Pavlov's dog, if it were trained to avoid electric shocks. Desperation does strange things to people. I also had the option to trick myself into believing that the pain from the electrical shock was pleasurable, but I feared that might lead to issues down the line, so I took the lesser of two evils.
Oh well.
KURISU stood up as if she'd made a decision.
It's painful to admit, but there's nothing we can do to fix this right now. So I think we should try to get some sleep and refresh ourselves. Even if the two of us are stuck together, those things are essential.
You're quite right, but how are we supposed to do that? Are we going to sleep together right here? I personally wouldn't really mind, but she shot that idea down previously.
I guess that's reasonable, but I think we'd be better served if we got some rest somewhere a little more comfortable. So I'm heading home.
Home?
That's right.
Wait, where's that?
You know where, in my hotel room.
Hotel? Well, that means... But what is Ocarina going to do? Wait, does that mean you really are going to cut off his arm?
How many times do I have to tell you I was kidding?
Then what am I supposed to do?
Come with me, of course. We don't have a choice, right?
I'm going back to her hotel with her? The room seemed to freeze over once more. And for a while, a silence fell upon the lab. Daru was the one to speak first. You're going to a hotel with Ocarina together?
It's not a big room, so I don't think all four of us would fit.
What does this mean? I thought she didn't want to go back to her room with me. Isn't that why we spent the night here? So why now? What is she thinking? What are her true intentions? Christina, you intend to take me to your hotel room? Is that what you're saying?
It sounds so indecent when you say it.
And let me put it another way. What do you plan to do with me once you've taken me into your secret base? Ha! Now I've got it! You're going to take my brain as a keepsake because you desire my genius-level intelligence. Or maybe you're going to lobotomize me and collect as much data as you can.
If you wish.
If you're capable of such atrocities. I was going to say, go ahead and try, but then I remembered the right arm incident, and I thought better of it.
You know, we're just going to a hotel. There's only one thing to do, and that's sleep.
I only heard hotel, do, and sleep.
Hashida, would you like me to remove your brain?
My bad.
I swear, both of you need to put a leash on your weird imaginations. Okay, as I said before, since we can't fix the situation we're in, I just want to sleep in a place that's more comfortable.
In other words, she just gave up. I thought as much last night, but women really are brave in situations like this. But are you sure it's okay?
Am I sure what's okay?
I mean, if I come with you.
You said that you wouldn't do anything weird. Or was that a lie?
Of course it wasn't. I swear to Newton.
I think it was Einstein yesterday, but that's a minor detail. If you say so, I trust you.
She looked straight into my eyes as she told me that. She trusts me. There's no way I could think of doing something weird after hearing that. Especially with the look in her eyes.
I'm so jealous, Ocarine. Maybe she wants to visit Christian's room too. That's right, we were talking about that before, weren't we? Well, let's have a sleepover at my place once number 12 is off. Yay, that'll be so much fun! I haven't had a sleepover since I stayed at Ruka-kun's.
What? Mary? You stayed at Rukako's?
I did!
Hold on, how have I not heard of this?
Huh? Didn't I tell you? Oh right, you were busy when it happened and I forgot to tell you.
Just to make sure, Rukako is still a guy, right? Could he have miraculously changed sexes somehow?
Yep.
I guess not. Did you tell your parents about this?
Yeah, they said it was okay as long as it was at Ruka-kun's.
Ruka-kun's? Then your parents have met him before.
He'd visited my place before, and they said that he's very polite and nice.
That's probably because they thought he was a girl.
His dad also said that it was fun having me over, like having 2 daughters.
He would say that. Could that mean... No way. Just thinking about it is giving me a headache.
Are you okay, Ocarine?
Yeah. It's Rukako. If she just slept over at Rukako's, it should be fine, right? I have mixed feelings about all this.
Being a little possessive, are we? Not a good look.
It's not like that.
Anyway, you guys have been awake since yesterday, right? I think you should go back to the hotel and get some rest. You're right. I don't know how much longer I can hang around here. Let's get going, Okabe.
Are you sure?
I told you that I trust you.
I see. If she's okay with it, I should be too. Well, let's go. Onward to your lair.
What do you mean, lair?
With that, I'm headed to the hotel in Ochanomizu, where Kurisu is living during her stay in Japan. Oh wait, Ocarine! Daru stopped me on my way out the door. He didn't stomp me. Yes, Daru? There's something I swore that I would tell you in an event like this. And that is? Daru's expression grows serious. He asks, You sure that's enough armor? I'll take the best you have.
Swear to God.
Pas de rivalry. Neither one of us said a word as we made our way to the station. From Akihabara to Ochanomizu. Normally, we could have walked it, but we were too exhausted to even consider it. It was just about sunset when we arrived. Fortunately, Ochanomizu is only one stop away. I'll take 3 minutes at most. It will take 3 minutes at most. Once we arrive, Kurisu's hotel is an additional 5-minute walk from the station. As she approaches the front desk, the attendant hands her the key without even asking for her room number. No, I wonder if Kurisu noticed the curious look the attendant gave her when they noticed me by her side. After that, we took an elevator to the 6th floor. We stopped in front of one particular door in a hallway full of them.
Close your eyes.
Excuse me?
Just do it. I'll lead the way. And keep them shut until I tell you to open them, got it?
Yeah. I didn't know what was going on, but I did as instructed.
In that case, we're going in, but whatever you do, don't open your eyes.
The more you tell me not to, the more tempted I get.
Oh?
To keep them closed forever. Roger that. She opens the door and lets me into the room.
Wait there.
After a few steps, she tells me to wait, so I stand still. I can hear her moving around in the room.
Now stay right here this time.
I did so for about 5 minutes. Then she took me by the arm and moved me somewhere else. For another 5 minutes. During which time I stood still with my eyes shut, just as promised. Just as I was getting impatient and preparing to complain.
Alright, you can open your eyes now.
I heard her voice on my side and slowly opened my eyes. To a room far beyond anything I'd imagined. You've been staying here this whole time you've been in Japan?
I'm sleeping at the lab a lot these days, but mostly, yeah.
I mean, I'd entertained the thought when I saw this hotel's exterior. But I imagined she might have had a tiny room for business trips or something. Perhaps that was wishful thinking. This girl, she said that she was staying at a regular hotel last time I asked, but to book a place like this, she really is Celeb 17. Tell me, what sort of atrocities does one need to commit to afford to stay at a place like this?
Atrocities? Maybe you don't insult the person who's offering you a roof. By the way, you want anything to drink?
You have a Dr. P?
Unfortunately not. We should have stopped by a convenience store. Is cola okay?
KURISU opened up the fridge and took out a cola. Of course, I made sure to stay within a 1 meter radius of her as she moved around the room. I looked at... Oh my god, I can't read! I looked at the bottle of soda she gave me. It has to be from the hotel's minibar. It must cost at least twice the price it would cost at a convenience store. And she can hand me something this expensive without batting an eye? Celeb Sev is something else.
Don't worry, it's not poisoned or anything.
I downed the bottle. Given that I had been too afraid to drink anything since the bathroom incident, the beverage felt as though it raised me from the dead. Now that I've got my eyes open, what were you doing puttering around the room earlier?
Well, you are a guest, right? I wanted to tidy up a bit before I invited you in.
Tidy up?
Yeah, things get messy when you live in a place like this. Lots of things.
Lots of things?
That's what I said.
Don't worry about me. I wouldn't be offended if I saw your teddy bear panties hanging up to dry.
Shut up! I stopped wearing teddy bear panties a few years ago. Ah!
I see, so you were wearing them until a few years ago. Teddy bear panties.
Just keep it up. Okay, babe, will you...
What's up, teddy bear?
Teddy bear?
What do you think? Kinda cute, right? Good branding, at least. Hey, teddy bear?
Say that one more time and you won't leave this room alive.
Seriously? I was just trying to lighten the mood a little.
Hey, Okabe.
KURISU's face grew stern as she looked at me. What is it, assistant?
I'm exhausted. I'm going to head to bed.
Alright, then I'm going to do the same.
Let me tell you again, I trust you.
I know, rest easy. She trusts me. That's what she just said. That's why she brought me here. Then I must repay that trust in kind.
Okay, don't move a muscle.
Hold on.
Why?
Just what are you holding in your hands?
I'm asking a rope. What, haven't you ever seen them before?
I know what they are. I want to know what you plan to do with them.
What else? I'm going to tie you up so you don't try anything weird while I'm asleep.
While you're asleep, just how long are you going to keep me tied up like that?
I'm sorry, but the ends justify the means. I need a good night's sleep.
What about my sleep?
If you're really that tired, I'm sure you'll stay quiet.
Damn her. You have to be kidding. Were you just lying when you said you trusted me?
I do trust you, but this is different. I have to be extra careful.
She's smiling, but her eyes are filled with a grim determination. Looks like she's not kidding after all. By the way, Christina, why would you even have rope and an eye mask at the ready close to your bed? Could it be that's what turns you on? Still, I'm afraid you're not going to rope a normal, sexually speaking, guy like me into your twisted fantasies.
Oh, come on, I wear the eye mask on long flights, and I use the rope to hang laundry. These are must-haves during a trip. Just let me tie you up, I promise it won't hurt.
Crap! I don't think I can take the humiliation of being tied up and blindfolded. I wanted to run to the other side of this massive room, but since we can't be more than a meter apart, all I could do was glare at her and back away. Though eventually we'd hit a wall, and that'd be the end of that. I'm warning you now, I won't stay quiet if you try to tie me up with those.
I'll resist and try to shock you while you're showering or sleeping, teddyware. Though naturally, that'll shock me too. But sacrifices must be made. If I die, I'm taking her with me. You bastard, and don't call me teddyware. You're the bastard. Okay, let's try this. I can deal with the eye mask, but not being tied up with the rope. Or else I won't be able to sleep at all. And if something does happen, you can tie me up. No, I ask you to get clever about it. Despite Kurisu's knee-jerk at-channel response, she gave the idea some thought. And... fine, no rope. You mean it? Yeah, but the eye mask stays on, alright? Well, I think I can handle that. I can at least pretend I'm just wearing the eye mask as a sleep aid. Here, put this on. Kurisu handed me the mask. It's a bit annoying, but a promise is a promise. I put the eye mask on with my own 2 hands. Okay, stay still. There we go. Hey. What? Don't what me? Why are you tying me up? You're breaking your promise. Hey, don't move. Your eye mask is coming off. Only because you tied me up. We were talking about when I was sleeping. I'm taking a shower now. And that you're staying tied up for, no matter what. Ugh. I thought of lodging a few more complaints, but then I realized that would just be a waste of time. Besides, I was tied up whether I disagreed with it or not. Alright, go take your damn shower. Oh, that's right. Put these on too. Put what on? Headphones. Headphones? Why do I have to wear these? Well, I don't want you to imagine anything while I'm in the shower. Excuse me? What is she trying to hide? Aha, now I get it. Yeah, what? Almost all hotels have both a shower and a toilet and a bathroom, so you're going to... You are the worst! You lack any sense of delicacy! I'm going to kill you! Wait, I was just kidding! I don't think you really were going to. Finish that sentence and die. I'm sorry. She's literally got me blinded and bound. This could really be dangerous. There I was, tied up, senses deprived by the eye mask and headphones, waiting for Kurisu to finish taking her shower. And I think that is a pretty good place to cut it. This is... I know this is a little bit early, but I feel like this is just going to just escalate from here and probably be quite a long scene. So I'm going to leave this here. I feel like this is a pretty good place. Oh my god. These two are so goddamned awkward, and it's absolutely ridiculous, and just... Oh my god. Just so damned awkward. But it's great. It's great. This is dumb. It's great. I love it. But anyways, thank you all so much for following my playthrough of Steins Gate, My Darling's Embrace, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye now.